All right, so the big news is that Pedro Grafal is out. Grady Sizemore takes over. If you missed our Chris Getz interview, go back and listen. You can get that on the podcast page. Waddle and Sylvia are up later today, and we'll cross-talk at about 2:35. They have A.J. Pierzynski with them at 3, and they're just going to talk baseball and White Sox. A.J. will not be a candidate for this job, though, as Chris Getz reiterated that in the press conference and then again with us when we asked him during our interview. Bears news for the day. Starters are going to play a little bit. The starters that are available, not all of them will be available.
Those that are healthy.
Those that are healthy are going to play. Still no Kyler Gordon at practice. The secondary is really banged up right now, but it still had a good day. Sounds like the offense continues to be a little bit uneven. We weren't up there, obviously, today. We saw a padded practice yesterday. We saw one last week. I don't want to make too many judgments on two padded.
I think your starting offense could use some fresh faces to go against.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? I think you get comfortable against each other. You kind of know what you do because you're practicing against yourself all the time. I think the offense could benefit by playing somebody else.
Okay, maybe you're right because it's definitely been uneven. Yeah. Today it didn't sound like it was a great day. It sounded like it was a sloppy day. And again, the defense has been playing shorthanded here with its own injuries.
I'm also assuming if you didn't practice today full, 100%, that you'll be those guys that aren't in. So the indication is who didn't practice today.
Right.
I have a feeling they won't be playing on Saturday.
Right. Velus Jones is going to get some carries. It sounds like Eberflus almost was guaranteeing that he's going to get a look in the backfield a little as they try to find a role for Velus Jones. And then the other development is Nate Davis is now week to week.
Soft tissue.
That's what they're saying.
I mean, I know where I've got soft tissue on my body. I don't have to go far. It's this thing right here called the boiler.
The boiler.
Does he have an abdominal strain of some sort?
I don't know.
Because that's the softest tissue on the body.
What is real, like, soft tissue, like, for real?
Hamstrings, soft tissue are hamstrings, quads, any muscles. Muscles are soft tissue.
Soft tissue.
That's what you're looking at, yeah. Ligament damage is ligament damage.
Yes, it is.
Tendon damage is tendon damage.
Bone damage is bone damage.
You break the bone. That's obviously, but no, the soft tissue is muscular.
Muscular.
Something's pulled. Something's not feeling right. Who knows?
Musculature.
Yeah,
he can't.
At some point, he's going to eliminate himself. That's the way this works. At some point, you're going to eliminate yourself.
Yeah,
that's the way it is. And for some guys, the game's just it's not it. For me, it was always the games. I hated practice too. But darn it, when the games came about.
Well, I think he wants to play in the games. I mean, I don't know. Listen, this is a storyline that goes back a full year. And I know he dealt with a personal issue.
Yes, he did.
He dealt with the death of a relative last year.
Yep.
I understand that. That complicates things. But this is, I don't know, it's just sort of the same old. And it's almost like, wake me up if he's going to play, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we're getting closer and closer to Ryan Bates being the right guard and Colton Shelton being.
So what happens here?
Being
over the course of time, you go back and you say, ask Ryan Poles, what were you thinking? Right? What were you thinking?
Right.
You got a guy, if anybody knew about his reputation in Tennessee, it would be your general manager who decided then to put that by the wayside. And I'm going to bring him in anyway because I think we need to upgrade the position, even with the guy that may not love playing the game of football. Okay? So that would be on him. But at some point, you eliminate yourself. Now I want to see, is Wright going to be out there? Is he going to be there? Let me see what the combination of the starters look like. Mm-hmm. Can we get solid protection out there? At some point, you've got to cut bait, and you just have to go. Right? Forget about it. I have now got to move forward. That's just the way it is. It's unfortunate. And I wouldn't think that this was going to end up happening when I gave my initial assessment that it doesn't make a difference. If they've got guys 63, whoever 63 is the new guy, Clavins.
It's not
Clevenger.
Clavins.
Whoever the guy is.
It's
63.
Well, it does start with a C.
Yeah, it does. 63.
Clavins.
Either way, if that guy, when guys start to impress you.
Do you mean Coleman Shelton?
No, I don't mean Coleman Shelton.
He's not talking about Shelton.
No, I'm not talking about Shelton at all.
Are you sure he's 63, Yerk?
I believe he is 63.
Hold on, let me look.
As I looked at the back of his jersey while he was playing, I believe it can.
Yeah, it's Carvin. It's Jerome Carvin.
How many
were close.
How many did I have correct?
I knew it started with a C. I did.
My heavens.
I knew it started with a C. I knew you were
I had the L instead of the R.
Not Clavins, but it was close.
Either way.
Yeah.
So what happens is over the first 2-3 weeks of camp, some guys might impress. Some guys might, hey, he's better than we actually thought. might start to make a move. Hey, we've got some depth here. If we can't rely upon one individual, we might be able to move on from him and go to a different individual. Unfortunately, that's the way it happens. You don't talk negatively on Nate Davis. You still might be able to move him to somebody that has rash injuries. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can, because there's still talent there. He was brought here because he is talented. He can play. Not wanting to play is a different thing.
At least not
That's
wanting to
not
practice.
being right. That's not being talented.
Okay.
That's just making a conscious decision that you don't want to play.
Okay.
Okay, that's different. There's still talent there, but it's unrealized because he doesn't want to go out there anymore.
At some point, I'd love for them to kind of get a starting five that they can practice with and run with and have some
That's why
familiarity
it's important.
with.
It's important to see the first quarter.
Yeah.
Let's see the first quarter with what they got. I can't wait. I want to see it. I also want to see the first team defense with the guy we talked to yesterday. I'm not even going to try to get his name right.
DeMarcus Walker.
Boom. That's it, Carm. DeMarcus Walker. 100% correct. With him coming off the edge. I want to see him coming off the edge.
I love his attitude.
100% healthy,
I
too.
hope his numbers and his production back it up a little bit more this
Good.
year, you know?
Yeah.
Because I love his attitude.
But he was beat up last year. That's what he's trying to tell you. He was telling you, hey, I wasn't 100%.
He got hurt early.
I didn't have it going on.
I know.
Yeah. Trying to play this game at 95% is not easy.
Let alone at 80% or 75%.
Exactly.
I mean, I do love his attitude.
Yeah, I do too.
You know?
So you're going to find out answers about other guys. And this is a team, I believe, as we look at it, that I believe they're going to have double-digit victories this year. This is a team that people want to be a part of now. It's got some exciting little mojo that's kind of attached to it. You know, you're the creme de la creme as far as now you guys are being featured on the Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Now there's a little bit of pressure to go out there and perform. So let's see. Let's see it happen.
Man.
I wish everybody was as jubilant as Jalen Johnson when they practice.
Yeah.
I mean, look how
he's been
jubilant
great.
he is.
He's been great.
He's out there. Yeah. He wants to play ball. He wants to compete. Not everybody is like Jalen Johnson, unfortunately.
Look, like DJ Moore. Like, he's out there.
Yeah.
He's always out there.
Yep.
He's always out there competing. And
Keenan Allen. You look
Keenan
at
Allen.
Keenan Allen wants to break. Keenan Allen don't want to break.
He
wants to build chemistry with his quarterback.
What is he, like 12 years in the league?
Yeah.
And he's like, right, or whatever it is, and he's out there. He's out there. He's always out there. He's working.
This is a point I want to make.
Gerald Everett, York. Like, Gerald Everett's been in this league a long time.
Yeah.
We've been to 3 practices. Guess who was there at every step? Like, there's Gerald Everett practicing.
And this is not to say that Nate Davis is a bad person or a bad individual or anything like that. It looks like he gets along with his teammates perfectly fine. And he doesn't have issues with it. He just looks like a guy that doesn't want to play with discomfort. Yeah. And when aren't you uncomfortable as a big man in this league? Tell me when you're not uncomfortable, when you're not feeling something, when you're getting ping-ponged in the middle and you're getting drilled from all sides. Tell me when you're not going to be, you know, when you are 100%. Tell me when you're 100%. You're not going to be. You've got to be able to play with some discomfort out there, and I just don't know why he's unwilling to do it sometimes. But there's talent there. Nate Davis got talent.
I think you're right. I know.
He's been in the league for a while. He's talented. It's just why does he not want? And again, like I said, if I could get away with what he's doing, I'd get away with it. In the NFL, if I could have got away with not practicing, I'd be doing back handsprings down Hallis Hall.
But like you always say,
I like the game.
Like you always say, it's a necessary evil.
Yes.
And the great players and the players that stick normally understand that.
Know that you've got to go through the grind.
Yes.
You have to go through the grind.
It is a necessary.
It's mandatory.
Yeah.
Oh, Viking Scott just walked in.
I saw Viking Scott.
I'm telling you. He's a luminary.
A luminary.
Well, you talk about Mr. 219.
Just ask him.
This guy's written more policies in Indiana than Jesus himself.
Matt in Streamwood has a question on ESPN 1000. What's going on, Matt? Oh, sorry, Adam. I'm sorry. That was from yesterday. I was looking in the chat. Nice. I thought Adam put it in the chat.
Matt through stream, Matt. Come on,
sorry, Adam. Never mind.
Bill in Lansing is on the line.
Beautiful.
Wait, Bill or Phil? I'm sorry. Phil?
Bill.
Are you saying Pan or Pam?
Clarney. His name's Clarney.
No, come on. What's
Clarnus?
his name? You said
What did Jurko call him?
He called him Clavens.
Clovis?
I think he called him Clavens. That was awesome.
Clavens?
He goes Clavens. Either Bill or Phil in Lansing. Go ahead. You're on ESPN 1000. What's up, brother?
Couple labs are.
Oh boy, his phone stinks.
All right, bad phone.
Yeah, that's
Never
a bad
mind.
phone guy. That's like
He's right here in Lansing.
He's the bad phone guy.
It's just over the border here, about 3-4 miles.
That one was really bad.
Maybe
All
it's
right.
Lansing, Michigan he's from.
All right, maybe it was.
Yeah.
It's a little bit longer.
The Block S. He's
So-
up there by the Block S.
I had some I don't know if I want to talk to you about this today or save it for tomorrow. Sometimes I like saving stuff for you too. Like I really want to wow you with stuff, Jurko.
How about saving me some money and buy some sandwiches?
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. Hey, listen, that time may come, my friend, where I'm still going to have to be buying sandwiches.
Well,
I'm not totally convinced
Yeah.
that the Sox are going to get to 30 before 100. Now with Grady Sizemore, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, the
maybe
magic
there's a little
touch.
life that's
the magic
injected.
touch of Grady Sizemore.
Maybe there's a little life that's
Oh,
injected into that
boy.
clubhouse. I don't know. But no, I had some like Bears offense stuff that I wanted to talk to you about.
Well,
Maybe
you can unleash it on me whenever you're ready.
yeah, and I think but we got so much going on. We got McKnight at the movies coming up, and we've got
We got the list coming up.
the list. But I don't know. It was just like
lunch rush. We got the lunch rush coming up.
And sometimes I know you're like Carmen.
We're talking to Mike North today.
No, tomorrow. We'll talk to Mike
okay.
tomorrow.
I thought it was Friday already.
I know
Man.
sometimes. No, tomorrow's Friday. You know,
I know what tomorrow is.
You're
It's Friday.
You're beating a dead horse with this stuff. I'm so eager to see if this offense can start to transform itself. And then I've been thinking about like our conversation from earlier in the week with Pep Hamilton, and like why the Bears have
win?
like historically built teams one way, with defense and running the ball. But the problem with that is,
go ahead.
it's like what I always tell you is, it's not a sustainable route. It's not like a route to sustainable success in the NFL. That offense is, especially in this day and age, is just more sustainable and predictable and normalized than great defense is year to year. And that's why, like, I think the Bears have to find a way to make this work. And it's why they've got Caleb and they're so invested in him, and why they've invested in this offense and all these weapons, because like the pure data will show you. Like, I've got the roadmap. I've got it. I've got it for you.
I see it.
It's all here.
This
is real
that's
data.
The grading key for the test right there.
It is, Jurk.
Yeah. All right. Pep Hamilton said something the other day on our air where, because Chicago and Cleveland are on the lake, the windiest ballpark we've ever known is Candlestick Park.
And Candlestick was right on the water. It was on the bay.
Right.
It was right on the water.
And the great Joe Montana played there.
And so did Steve Young.
And Steve Young played there. Did those guys have any problems with that? Whatever theoretical windy conditions one can find in those ballparks?
What was that stadium like? I was never at Candlestick. You played there.
at it. The field was always damp.
You used to. I remember you said that because of where its location, the field was damp. And if you don't know the old Candlestick Park, when you left the airport and started heading, I guess you would have been driving north, right? The airport south.
I believe so.
You start driving north into San Francisco or Oakland.
It was right on the bay.
It was right. I mean, that stadium, and I'd never been in it, but I'd been by it. You're like, holy cow, there's Candlestick Park. It is right there. Was it really the windiest you ever played in?
Well,
you played in Cleveland.
That's what they called it. Barry Bonds would tell you how windy it was, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't Barry Bonds tell you how many home runs he would have had? 800 home runs.
Well, how long did Bonds
play?
Barry?
Bobby Bonds.
I was going to say Bobby Bonds.
Bobby
Bonds.
Bonds.
That makes
His
sense.
pappy
I was
was
going to say,
robbed.
how long did he play?
His pappy, Bobby Bonds, was robbed
of
a gazillion home runs that were out there.
That sounds right.
For him to have, but he didn't because of the expansive ballpark and the conditions of the wind, that were out there. The point is, you can't judge modern offenses against old offenses because it's different now, the way they play the game. The rules that have changed over the course of time, the holding that's allowed to happen, you can't touch our wide receivers. So it's hard you to take a historical perspective on Chicago Bears quarterbacks and say, this is this and that is that because of this. Okay. At some point in the 90s, they had guys that approached 3,800 yards passing. They've had guys that gave you 29 touchdowns passing in what was still a run-heavy league.
Yeah.
What was still back then a run-heavy league. So as wonderful as Pep's point is, I believe with a further statistical analysis, one could, over the course of time, surmise that though the wind might be hectic at times on the lakefront, I don't think it's the predetermining factor of why quarterbacks don't have success in the city of Chicago.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, you better find a way to be prolific offensively if you want to build a sustainable winner in the modern NFL. And that is just a pure data-driven statistical fact. And I got the numbers to back it up. You better be an explosive, big play offense if you really want to build a sustainable winner in this league. 312-332-3776 is the number. We will continue the conversation. We're going to play McKnight at the movies. That's always fun on Thursday. We got the lunch rush and the list coming up later this hour. Crosstalk with Waddle and Sylvia at 2:35. They have AJ Przinsky joining them to lead their show at 3. We are live at Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana. This is where Football Fest is in a few weeks. Buy your tickets now at hardrockcasino northern indiana.com or at ticketmaster.com. It's Carmen and Jurko. We'll be